Hello class, welcome to the third flipped lesson in the Writing and Narrative unit. Today we'll be learning about figurative language, which really makes the narrative more relatable and depicts the show don't tell rule we all love so much. Let's go ahead and get started. So what is figurative language? Figurative language is language that appeals to the senses to give you a better understanding of an idea. It really makes a piece of writing more relatable and really paints a picture in a reader's mind, which is what we're going for with narratives. We're going to be covering 5 different types of figurative language, which are similes, metaphors, hyperboles, personifications, and alliteration. You will most likely be tested on this, so make sure you take notes. Let's start with simile. A simile is a figure of speech comparing one thing to another using like or as. So the example I have here is Selena Gomez looks like an angel. This compares Selena Gomez to the beauty of an angel. It's an exaggeration and makes her more beautiful than she is and makes the public eye look at her in a beautiful way, which is what we're going for. The other example is I'm as quick as a fox. That is comparing myself and my running skills to a fox who is also quick. Here's a great video with plenty of similes in pop culture.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates.
You're as cuddly as a cactus, you're as charming as an eel, Mr. Green.
Everything was as fresh as a bright blue sky.
Chip, I'm gonna come at you like a spider monkey.
Like a spider. Blinded by the light, wrapped up like a noose, another runner in the night. Blinded by the light.
All right. Next is metaphor. Now, metaphors are pretty similar to similes because they're both comparing things, one thing to another. However, metaphors are figurative language comparing one thing to another without using like or as. So one example is that man is a tank. So that's saying that that man is very big and strong. He's a tank. Or the other example is this cheeseburger is heaven, which is comparing the cheeseburger to heaven, but isn't using like or as. So it's saying the cheeseburger is heaven, which is a little bit more exaggerated than a simile. Next is a hyperbole, which is exaggerated statements or phrases not to be taken literally. You know, when you've said something which feels like 1,000,000 times and you say, I've told you 1,000,000 times. However, you didn't. Though you don't expect the person to take that literally. It's just a figure of speech. It's a hyperbole. It's an exaggeration. Just like saying that I have a ton of homework. You may have a lot, but you definitely don't have a ton. So I have a video here to show you from the movie Despicable Me, which is a famous scene that you might recognize.
What about Fluffy Unicorn? He's so fluffy I'm gonna die.
All you gotta do to win it is knock down that little spaceship there.
So as you can see from the beginning, the little girl said, "It's so fluffy, I'm gonna die." Clearly, she's not gonna die because it's so fluffy. She's just making a huge exaggeration by saying that it's so fluffy that she is just so overwhelmed and so excited about it. The next figurative language we're talking about is personification. This gives a non-human thing human-like qualities or characteristics. So, for example, we know sponges are used to clean dishes or toilets, maybe, but we don't know of any real sponges that can brush their teeth, work as a cook, or wear adorable pants. So, SpongeBob SquarePants is personified. It is a sponge who is given human-like qualities. And the expression time flies is also an example of personification because time doesn't actually fly, it just passes by quickly. And last but not least, alliteration. This is the repetition of the same sound or letter at the beginning of each or most of the words in a sentence. This is known as a tongue twister figurative language. For example, she sells seashells. In this example, she and see are both matching, and sells and shells are both matching, as well as the first letter of each word are both matching. And in the other example, Coca-Cola Classic, all three of the words have C's. Actually, many advertising companies use alliteration, such as Dunkin' Donuts and Chuck E. Cheese, because it's catchy and more memorable. So people will remember that when they think of these big companies. So that is it for today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed it and enjoyed the flip lessons. Have a great rest of your day and make good choices.